Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, dear audience, we are honored to be here in front of you to present our results.
After 1 year of intensive work and amazing Enactus experiences, we met again in this very same place to sum up our achievements.
This year we work on 4 initiatives named Restart, Finance Help Desk, Ecotubes and Aphasia.
We are proud to introduce you today to 3 of our outstanding projects, all of which have made an impact on people's lives through empowering them, revealing their entrepreneurial skills and improving their lives in general.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing 53 Enactus members from the Warsaw University of Life Sciences, we are
Łukasz,
Karolina,
Angelika,
Aleksandra,
Martyna,
and Piotr.
Restart.
About 60,000 children in Poland are placed in children's homes or orphanages. These children are disadvantaged, have problems getting proper education in order to later on start their adult life, and suffer from inequalities in contradiction to kids raised in full families. That is why, through our first initiative, we want to decrease the educational gap between peers.
at the same time, we conduct a Polish market research to find which business sector offered the most attractive salaries. The results show that salaries in IT industry are very high and allow the freshly graduate to get financial independence. So we figure out that we can supply the companies in central Poland with employees by teaching the orphans the basic of programming.
We didn't have the proper knowledge, that's why we're searching for a company in Warsaw that was willing to provide a programming courses for these kids. The one which is interested said that they will try to pick at least one of the students which is performing the best during the lessons and afterwards hire into their structures.
This is when the problem began, because the childcare home in Warsaw didn't have a computer room. So we decided to provide them with one. In order to do so, we conducted a collection of used hardware. The data shows that only 1 out of 10 people sells the used hardware and restocks or throws it away. Can you find somewhere in the back of your heads a place in your house where you store all the useless electronics? That's right, you could easily give them the second life.
Our collection was a success thanks to cooperation with the companies and generosity of ordinary people. Basing on our knowledge, we managed to build 5 complete sets of computers which can handle the programming software. Our gift can help children look brightly into the future, with no fear that they will be unsuccessful.
Worth to notice that the programmers are about to begin the courses with 15 participants, and kids are really looking forward to the lessons. Their caretakers admit that it helps to take children's minds off their problems with initiatives such as that.
By the time the students improve their programming abilities, they might be able to receive and work on some of the offers available on the internet. Not only they will learn by accepting them, but gain some extra money, which can be their very first on budget.
By giving the youngsters opportunity to work on the computers, they became capable of improving their experience on those devices. This is such a precious skill nowadays, required in nearly every organization. We wish to find more companies who will provide courses for the disadvantaged kids from childcare homes in order to support their education.
To sum up the Restart project, the initiative is based on 3 aspects. Environmental.
Reducing the amount of newly produced electronics by giving the old ones second life.
Financial.
Generating the funds to lead the project by recycling not useful items, which let us invest into better machines and software. Accepting the programming offers, which will let the students to earn money. In the future, one of the peers will get an opportunity to take up a full-time job.
And social.
Decreasing the educational gap between the youngsters, giving them predispositions to develop themselves, and increasing the awareness about electro-waste.
Finance Help Desk.
Our second project was launched to deal with a common problem connecting with savings money. The statistics say that over 60% people in Poland aged 20 to 26 find it hard not only manage their monthly budget, but also have a hard time taking decision about investing their savings. There are multiple ways to invest the money into deposits, bonds, regional stock exchange, and so on. Speaking of recently mentioned, young people take low interest in Warsaw Stock Exchange because it requires wild, complex knowledge concerning how to start investing there.
We decided to plan the project based on 3 pillars: a mobile application, a series of workshops, and a website. They all together were meant to increase the awareness of local stock exchange and its chances it gives. We set the initiative off. To be able to meet our goals, we needed a budget which was completely not affordable for us. So we decided to take part in grand contest organized by a foundation by the name of Lesław Paga, which is in the structures of Warsaw Stock Exchange. The project met with an enthusiasm of the jury and has received a financial support of 6,000 zlotys in December 2015.
Our first visible result was a mobile application which was released on April 15, 2016. The creation of this app wouldn't be possible without a great support of Tomek, a young IT specialist whom we hired. Not only has he made an incredible work, but he's also learned new things in the coding process.
Our final product is some kind of diary, which allows users to store their daily outgoings and incomes. It gives an opportunity to watch over our budget. It connects the biggest advantages of most available applications on the Web Store without duplicating them. Our innovative solutions
Allow users to define their savings goals and give an option to store all the saved money. It also counts the time to show you how far you are from reaching the goal. In the nearest future, it will give you some precious tips on how to invest the money you have already saved. Since we are most concerned about Warsaw Stock Exchange, it will describe some of the products which are available only on financial markets. However, we are planning to expand into banking. Worth to notice that the application was downloaded 500 times during 2 months period.
The second part of the project was a series of workshops that took place on 5th and 6th of May. We managed to scholar 200 participants. The workshops and expositions were lectures by experienced Warsaw Stock Exchange specialists, such as members of PKO Dom Maklerski, PKO PTE, Bank Magazine, and the author of a website inwestycjegiełdowe.com. During this event, we conducted a survey which revealed disturbing results that are the following.
70% of the participants did not know how to start investing on the markets. A vast majority did not know the main brand terms.
During the closing ceremony, we decided to ask participants once again about their knowledge and willingness to start their journey at the Warsaw Stock Exchange. 85% felt like they were almost ready to head over and take first steps there. The conference was a turning point for students, and they might consider taking a look at the stock exchange in the future.
Of course, we want to serve a source of knowledge. That's why we launched our website. So far, the main content of the portal are articles written by the members of the team, but it's our aim to have them written by experts. That's why we started cooperation with a bank magazine. We also want to enable the possibility to take e-learning savings and investment course through the website.
To sum up the finance helpdesk project, the initiative is based on 3 aspects. Environmental,
presenting all the content through electronic platforms such as mobile apps and a website.
financial,
Paying biggest attention to generate savings during every month. Encouraging young people to head over stock exchanges with their investments.
social,
Decreasing the problems with savings by showing the structure of monthly outgoings, which allows users to notice the underrated costs.
ecotubes,
The statistics say that over 15 tons of paper are wasted daily only in Warsaw. Imagine that almost 200 trees have to be taken down to produce that amount. And now imagine how much more paper is going to be wasted in the whole Poland, daily and annually.
Although nowadays emails have reduced the waste of paper significantly, there is still so much to be done in that area. Whoever runs a company knows that it is impossible to get rid of paper in business. So we thought, what can we do to make the process of cutting trees less painful to the environment? This is how we came up with the project EcoTubes. EcoTubes is an initiative that aims to reduce the waste of paper, mostly the type which is used in newspapers.
We assume that you have already seen numerous people who were giving away newspapers nearby entries to the main stops at the public transport. Whether they take it or not, they not valid, not valuable after a couple of days.
There are so many ways of recycling paper into things that look neatly or decoratively. One of those is a technique named wicker paper. As you can see on the screen, all you need is a sheet of paper, a glue, and a toothpick.
See, it's quite simple. Creating a small item took us around 20 minutes. We made a research among few flower shops in Warsaw, and the owners stated that they would give it a go and sell items like that.
We decided to engage disabled people into the process and taught them the basics of a wicker paper. However, it wasn't that easy to find people who were willing to create such a decorative items, since the process required manual skills and a little bit of artistic ability. Thanks to cooperation with a foundation and with the help of a grant, we got to know Mrs. Irena and Mr. Paweł.
As a result, we engaged 2 employed people into the process. Firstly, we offered a monthly salary of 500 zlotys, which was motivation to keep the work. At the same time, we were searching for a wider number of markets where the items could be easily sold. The average price for these items is around 18 zlotys.
Each person is able to create 1 item per hour. Even though the demand for the products made in a wicker paper technique wasn't yet that high, we still managed to sell around 120 items in 2 months, which gave our beneficiaries a salary of around 600 zlotys per month. Our support has increased their incomes by over 150%.
Another problematic matter was the way we could sell the items. To be able to sell them, we connected our beneficiaries with florist shops by publishing their offers via Allegro and OLX platforms. However, we are planning to launch our own platform where one could design his own item, starting from shape, size, color, and additional elements.
To sum up EcoTube's project, the initiative is based on 3 aspects: environmental,
Reducing the amount of paper by creating items in a wicker paper technique.
financial,
Selling the items using Allegro and OLX platforms, encouraging people with movement disabilities to create things which leads to significant growth of their income.
and social.
The beneficiaries can afford their monthly charges such as renting an apartment or buying the medicines. They feel somehow more useful as well.
This year was challenging, full of adventures and new experiences. Sometimes it was hard, but despite difficulties, we were able to keep up the good spirits and go on. As a result of our annual work, we are proudly summarizing.
3 people, thanks to our work, have found a proper source of earning money.
Possible 15 more youngsters with chances to have a proper start in their adult lives.
About 15,000 zlotys generated this year by
6,000 zlotys won in a grand contest.
PC equipment worth around 5,500 zlotys.
Recycled electronics, 500 zlotys.
Items created in a wicker paper technique, 2,400 zlotys.
The results have exceeded our expectations. We are proud and extremely happy that we could participate in such great projects and interact with the environment. But we do not rest on our laurels.
We highly believe that the hard work pays off and present initiatives with a wider audience. We want to continue our work to improve people's life, to make them smile and facilitate to function in society.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. It has been our pleasure to present the results of our annual work in front of that huge audience. We are the team that discovers hidden potential in people. We are
Enactus SGGW!